So here's the other one. So you see this? That's like a plastic barrier that has to do with the shelter. And then right next to it is a generator for the heat, which they put like marijuana in. And this is the new bed they assigned me to because like Will Smith, the 80-year-old bastard that attempted to like start a fight with me so I get a felony for hitting him. Yeah, they moved me, and then now I'm next to like the thing that has marijuana that's going through plastic. And like the theme of this shelter is seeing if you can use everything that's industrial or like technological to like gas, drug, or otherwise poison someone. In part, this is because there's like this Indian douchebag who's like sick. Essentially, all of the staff members that are mentally challenged are sick, and then people will do probably from like that shit with my feet, like the encephalitis that's causing like head problems. What the gangs will do is they'll then use their advice or like the things they care about to poison people. So you saw all these like advertisements all over the city about like, you know, oh, Indians are so cool. And it's like, yeah, because otherwise if you didn't put up that shit, you'd be poisoned. So I mean, I watched Mayor London Breed like get up and like bless the Indian ancestors before giving a speech in front of a jeering crowd in front of with an abandoned building behind her. But they had to spend 10 minutes blessing the Indian burial ground type shit because otherwise someone would poison her, which is probably this douchebag in the shelter. So this is yet another one of these like, oh, we're going to burn marijuana, have it filter through plastic, and then see if the microparticles are going to make you ill. And then, like, if you go to the hospital and get your blood drawn, all of a sudden I'm going to find out on Hacker News that there was, like, a rat model with, like, microplastics, like, as a study. You know, it's just like, okay, cool. Well, I'll write all this shit down and be like, well, this guy should be put in prison or a mental hospital because you shouldn't get away with poisoning people. Like, you shouldn't be in charge of you shouldn't be in charge of a homeless shelter if you're going to poison the people who live there. I don't know how that's complicated. You should be in a locked ward and fed food through a hole in the door and not be allowed to touch anything. Like, I'm in charge of dick, but I'm not going around poisoning people. I mean, I was denied the ability to, like, have any money by being blacklisted and then sickened, and so I go in the grocery stores and say, well, I can, like, shop, can't I? And I just pick something up and look at it. I was like, what is this? And put it back. Because it's like, if you make me sick in such a way that it's like, you're gonna, like, force me not to participate in society by, like, making me so ill that I'm an outcast, it's like there's rules, right? Like, you can't, like, you can't force someone not to be in a store. That's like by like a caste system, right? Like that goes back to like integration in the South. So you can't sicken someone to the point where like if they touch something it makes other people ill. And then like this shit, like, okay, cool. So now I found out what it is, so I'll publish it online, and then I'll tell you that it's this Indian guy in the shelter, and then you're going to say, oh, well, like, where did all the advertisements for, like, how wonderful the fucking Indians comes from, and who paid for it, and why, and were they being poisoned, and how, and were they being poisoned with microplastics, because that's shit that Indians might care about, because they're anti-society. Cool. Back all that shit out, and then, like, find out the people responsible and put them in prison. Why would you do that? Because I'm just gonna find it figured out and then be like, tell everybody.